This is the reflector. There's only 1% of them. They're not here to care about impact. They're not here to respond to life or have an enveloping aura. They're not here to be focused on anyone in particular. They're here to understand the totality, because they're the only ones who are not fixed on anything. They have a Teflon aura. You know, they sample. They sample. The theme of the reflector is disappointment. Because when they start off as a child, you know, everything new is different. And then, you know, after a certain time, you just start getting repetitions of everything. Somebody like your father, somebody like your mother, somebody like your uncle, somebody like your brother, somebody. There's no surprise anymore. People are just normal. Everybody's normal. You know. And because this type has a Teflon aura, you know, they do not necessarily go very deep with anyone. They do not necessarily come very close to anyone. And of course, if you don't come close, you don't start feeling the differences. So this is what this is all about for this type. They're here to see who is different. Because you see, the one that is different, the one that breaks the rule, is normally closer to the truth. Because the rule is just what humanity thinks about everything at a certain time. Think what they thought in the times of Newton, now we find hilarious. You see, but what we think now, there'll be a time not far away from now. See, when the idea of people, beings who believed in some kind of God, will seem so childish, where the cognitive, some of it is already there, our cognitive potential is so deep, that words and language just seems to be so incredibly rudimentary. What we can feel, what we can perceive about life, about people, that we don't have words for. We don't trust nothing that we don't have words for. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Do you know what I mean? It's just we are so busy with what our mind tries to define with words for us that we're disconnected from that sensorial potential. But since 1781, it's been just getting stronger in humanity. Since 1781, you see, we stopped being exclusively driven by the strategic cognition that always drove us to survive, to get better and better and better and better at surviving. You know, take advantage of nature, take advantage of any situation that improves, you know, how you feel about the material reality of your life. Since 1781, the Industrial Revolution opened up spaces that, you know, we all ponder. We have access to so much information, you know. So many myths have fallen. What science did? We see a different world. You know, every human being is now a philosopher, a psychologist, a guru. Do you know what I mean? A God. Every human being now can know everything. Or, if you prefer it, nobody. There is so much information there that nobody, no matter what your brain is, nobody can take it all. Not the way our cognition functions. You go to school, you study, you concentrate, you focus on the detail. We take it in through experience. It's the kind of things that we get to experience in the world of today that we feel, you know, that makes us more intelligent. The school of life. You know, the fact that we are, in a way, much more freer than we have ever been from the drives for survival, both to our advantage and disadvantage. See, if you have the right awareness, you do not have to suffer for the fact that the world is still blind and caught in the survival game, because it's all based on materialism and nothing but. You know, the whole what is called human intelligence, that is basically institutionalized intelligence, is not really intelligence, and it's highly overrated. You know? It used to be like, wow, went to university. Now it's like, oh, you too went? You know? It's one of those things some people do. It's not necessarily what defines your life afterwards. We live in a different world, or if you prefer it, we are mutating. We have become a different species. The way we look at ourselves is different. So, you know, all your pre-assumptions work against you. You know, if I were to take you back to any illustration, but I think that was the last one, I would take you back to that one where you had the highway, and you can take the road of the mind, or you can take the road of inner authority. Strategy, the strategy that goes with your type, and the inner authority that emerges naturally out of your body, out of your body's feeling, reaction, perception, whichever way you want to call it, because there are different, you know, any center that is below the throat is a center that provides a chemical reaction to life. So the moment the analyst explains to you which one that is and the way it works for you, you should have no trouble realizing it, because it's something that you've been carrying around with you 24 hours a day since you were born. Do you know what I mean? They're all human characteristics that we all share. So there'll be, in this fair, there is a desk downstairs, there's a room for human design, and there is Lita from tomorrow. There'll be two professionals there, two professional teachers, and they'll be offering overviews of individual designs, also partnership designs for anybody who is interested. They can print your chart and provide an analysis. They will also be teaching over the weekend a 2-day introductory course to human design, so you don't have to sort of just believe, you know, my way of flying over this surface, but you can for yourself just learn the basic elements and, you know, look into your own life, not just your design, but see the design of your children or your wife or your husband, and start to have a sense of, aha, you know, you're a generator, your child is a projector, and you always thought they're too lazy, they, you know, they're like tired, you know, they're not really the energy type. Well, now you know why. Do you know what I mean? And that should sort of help you relax with the fact that there's nothing wrong with your child. There's just different ways to be in the world, you know, and yeah.